Studio Ghibli is an animation studio that has produced some of its most iconic films over the last few decades. There have been countless videos dissecting Ghibli's animation, music, sound design, and themes. But out of all of these essay-style videos, there wasn't a single video covering the most important factor that completes a Ghibli film, and it's the characters. In this video, we're going to do a deep dive into the magical universe of Studio Ghibli and why I think Ghibli does a beautiful job of portraying relatable characters. It's the action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to, and vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of another. Every single show, movie, or any fictional piece of media that you have consumed all have good, relatable characters. Having a captivating and interesting character sets the pace and immersiveness of the story. When you see a character and see their emotions, flaws, and dreams, it makes the audience emotionally invested. As the ability to depict these characters in realistic and nuanced ways is what actually makes you give a shit about the show or movie you're watching in the first place. Which leads us to character development. Having good character development is definitely not an easy thing to pull off, especially in a film. Compared to a TV series, you have the luxury of time. The horizons are much wider as building and developing a protagonist is more nonchalant in the series. This doesn't mean that there aren't shows that have well-written characters, but it enforces the argument that even if the series has brilliant storytelling, animation, and nuanced themes, I guarantee you if the characters are portrayed terribly, you wouldn't enjoy them as much. A good example of this is Paradise PD. A perfect example of when lazy writing encounters forced, edgy humor. It just doesn't work. A film already has a time boundary of 3 hours at most to pull off a well-written character that has a compelling enough story to evoke empathy in the viewer. So, how does Ghibli pull this off in their films? Studio Ghibli has a perfect combination of beautiful hand-drawn animations and whilst having relatable characters. Every single thing that appears on the screen for even a split second portrays emotion and purpose. All of these minute details add towards the immersion of the film. You go to any crowded scene and you can see that Ghibli does a superb job in utilizing background characters to add more depth towards their world building. But let's move our focus to the protagonist of these films. From first glance, the character designs from each of Hayao Miyazaki's stories all have unique characteristics and designs that suit the overall theme of the story. From the more colorful designs like Ponyo, Totoro, and Chihiro, all utilize bright contrasting colors, signifying innocence, compared to more mature movies like Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke. They have more complex facial structures. Their costumes use bold colors, showcasing their characteristics. But what breathes life into a character's design is personality. Each protagonist in Ghibli's films have distinct personalities. Some are more cordial than others, and some are more ruminative. Each character has their own goals, fears, and experiences, giving us a wide range of stories to relate to. Chihiro from Spirited Away is a character who goes through the struggles of moving, her parents suddenly turning into animals, and the dilemma of escaping the spirit realm are all conveyed through her facial expressions, body posture, and thoughts. Miyazaki is excellent in conveying human experiences into drawings. He utilizes various themes like adolescence, naiveness, and loneliness to make us feel empathetic towards Chihiro's situation. Going with Miyazaki's infamous war movies like Porco Rosso, a cynical character that struggles with his past, abandoning his humanity to become a pig after losing his friends. Rosso becomes sardonic to others, disconnecting himself from society, from the pain and loneliness he feels. It isn't until he meets Fia where he's finally able to see the good in humanity again, as she helps him move on from his past, resulting in him returning to his human state as he flies off into the horizon to join his comrades. Moments like these make us feel empathetic towards these characters, which is why these characters are still beloved to this day. Character growth is another integral part of what we see in Miyazaki's films. Seeing Howl grow and overcome his past makes him become an enlivening person. I don't know about you, but whenever I see a character ameliorate their circumstances and find inner peace, it inspires me.
That was them. Yeah.
Heroes and villains are usually depicted in this black and white form, where the villain does bad things simply because they're evil. The biggest challenge in writing is making a thoughtful and compelling villain. As in most media, the villains are usually mundane and terribly written. But what makes a film or any piece of fiction more memorable is when we feel sympathy for the villain. But in the context of Ghibli, they do villains and antagonists in a strange way, albeit some are just straight up pricks, while others sit in this grey area of morals. Characters like Lady Eboshi are a perfect example of this. Chi is a strong leader that wants to impact the world in a positive yet flawed way. You can see it in her actions as Eboshi empowers the women of her town. However, her own arrogance causes Irontown to be destroyed. And see her grow as a person and accepting her mistakes makes me feel sympathetic towards her despite disagreeing with her actions. I feel like I've rambled on enough from how intrinsic and relatable Ghibli characters are. I wanted to conclude this video by firstly thanking everyone at Studio Ghibli that have worked tirelessly on these films, giving us such amazing animation and stories for generations to come. Which is why these films have touched the hearts of audiences worldwide, as Studio Ghibli will forever be known for creating emotionally compelling characters. Bog out.